June was a great month for Iowa athletics recruiting, and it seems as if July is going to follow suit. The Iowa women picking up another commitment for the 2023 class in forward Ava Jones from Kansas. We'll get to Ava's commitment to the Hawkeyes, Lisa Bluter's bunch, in a moment. But first, a reminder to check out Under the Kitchen on Facebook if you've not already done so. Great gifts, Hawkeye artwork and prints, and I know more great Hawkeye prints are in the works. Stay tuned, but get over to Under the Kitchen, Randy Engel, and Under the Kitchen on Facebook. Ava Jones committing to the Hawkeyes on this Sunday, on this third day of July, just a few days after Iowa received another commitment for its 2023 class in guard Kenise Johnson-Etienne. Talked about her earlier this weekend on a video on this channel. But Ava Jones fitting the mold of what Iowa needed. If you'll recall, I talked briefly about what I saw as Iowa's needs for the 23 and 24 classes. Now, I'm going to, just to start, we're going to talk about Ava's other options, where she could have went to school. She is a decommit from Arizona State. Just want to take a moment to flash back at what I said yesterday as far as a need for Iowa women's basketball recruiting in this upcoming class. What positions does Iowa need to target moving forward for class of 2023 and 2024. My guess is they'll try to get somebody who's more of a stretch forward that can play the 3/4. I think they look pretty good right now at point guard when you factor in Taylor McCabe and now Johnson-Etienne. They've done good with Sharon Goodman. Addison O'Grady, certainly up and coming. Jada Giamfi will be getting here. She should be there actually now, class of 2022. So that's where Iowa women's basketball is at. And so the reason why I wanted to flash back to just one day ago is because, ironically enough, and this certainly isn't me being a college basketball recruiting guru, but it just so happens that Iowa basketball did land what could be exactly what they needed, that stretch forward that we kind of alluded to yesterday. I'm going to read you an excerpt from Varsity Kansas, a Kansas basketball recruiting website. And this is from actually late 2020. Notice what they had to say about Ava's game even back in late 2020. Colleges are also projecting ahead to 2023. Right now, Jones is already a talented 6'2" forward, but in 3 years, colleges think Jones could grow a few inches, maintaining her athleticism and skills, and become an enticing stretch power forward at the next level. So, a couple parts to this. As you see on the screen, she is still listed at 6'2", so I don't know that we've seen the increase in growth that maybe some anticipated. It's been about a year and a half since this was published. So maybe she could still grow another inch or two. And certainly if you do that in the next year, then yeah, you're looking at a different type of cat. We're talking about a girl who might be able to actually play in the WNBA someday because of, 6'3", 6'4" height with the ability to step out and shoot three. Now that's down the road. She is a top 100 recruit according to ESPN, listed right now in their top 100 at number 83. She is from Nickerson, Kansas. She was originally committed to Arizona State. They had a coaching change, and so she made a change. Decommitted, opened her recruiting back up. So her first round, I'm going to read you her top 7 schools from her first round of recruiting before she committed to Arizona State. Her top 7 were West Virginia, Iowa State, Clemson, Drake, Nebraska, Arizona State, Wichita State. She also had offers from Creighton, Texas Tech, Washington State, Kansas, Kansas State, Okie State, it's Oklahoma State, and Missouri, Kansas City, the Kangaroos. So a lot of in-state hype, a lot of in-state recruitment going on there. She elected to go to Arizona State. They have the coaching change. She opens her recruitment back up. She announced the top 7 following that, and her top 7 was as follows: Drake, Oklahoma State, Wichita State, Texas Tech, Kansas, TCU, Ohio State, Minnesota, Tulsa. So some carryover from round 1, if you will, but some new schools getting involved there like Ohio State, Minnesota, Iowa. Iowa didn't appear to be involved round 1, but got involved here, and good for Iowa because this is a type of skill set Iowa needs. She can finish with both hands. She's got a good post game, very clean post game. She reminds me a lot of kind of how Monica Sonano plays. Now, Sonano doesn't have the range that a Jones already has, so that's an advantage, and she's going to be able to pull her defenders outside more. But she does have that clean post-up game, and certainly once she gets in the gym with Jan Jensen, boy, you're going to be really fine-tuning these skills, and sky's the limit for a girl who, according to one source that I read, can actually get close to dunking on a 10-foot rim. And that was back in late 2020. Now, again, she hasn't grown much, but the athleticism is clear. She does have a decent three-point shot. The only thing I noticed on tape that might be something that I'm sure Iowa will continue to work with her at, getting that prototypical rotation on her jump shot, right? Rotation on the ball. But that's something that I'm sure will be fine-tuned. She's able to step out at 6'2", 6'3", and hit those deep shots. But she'll work on her jump shot more once she gets to Iowa. And that's something Iowa has had at times, but at the same time, we didn't see Gustafson. We didn't see Sonano stepping out a bunch. I do think Ava Jones will play the 4 a lot at Iowa. She may be able to play kind of a small ball 5. We'll see where she ends up as far as height when she gets to campus next year. But this is a good add for Iowa and a good stretch of recruiting. Iowa had no commits prior to Kenise Johnson-Etienne, and now Ava Jones. So congratulations to Ava Jones, the Nickerson community. I know it's a tight-knit, small community in the Midwest. I believe just about 1,000 people living in the town of Nickerson, Kansas. Congratulations to Ava Jones, and another nice find and a nice win for Iowa athletics on the recruiting trail. Jan Jensen and certainly Lisa Bluter deserve some credit for this ad. Appreciate you tuning in. Want to remind you, too, to check out Ascent Nutrition. They're wonderful products. They've got organic coffee. They've got algae oil DHA. They've got pine pollen powder. Improve your brain health, just your daily clarity, and even your cardiovascular health with products from Ascent Nutrition. Use the code Hawkeyes at checkout to receive 10% off your total order. Go to goascentnutrition.com and use the code Hawkeyes.